Hello, my name is Dylan Carroll, and this is my video journal number 6 for British Literature class. So for this video journal, I'll be discussing my experience with Shakespeare's sonnets and my experience with drafting my major writing draft number 2 that I've just finished. So for this module, reading Shakespeare's sonnets was honestly, a mix of interesting and frustrating, I guess, at first. I've read Shakespeare before, but I never, really slowed down and focused on, all the meaning that is packed into just 14 lines. So once I started actually breaking them apart, I realized how intentional every word is. And, the sonnet that really resonated with me the most was Sonnet 29. What stood out to me was how real it felt to me. The speaker, started in a place of insecurity and isolation, almost like he felt worthless in a sense compared to everyone else. So that part, felt very relatable because I think everyone has their moments where they compare themselves to other people and feel like, they're behind in a sense. But then the shift happens when he thinks about, the person he truly loves, and suddenly, his perspective changed. That emotional turn that he had, made the poem feel human, I guess, instead of like distant or old times, you know. So as well to that, the sonnet that really challenged me the most was Sonnet 130. At first I didn't really understand the tone. It sounded like he was insulting women as he's describing. So I had to reread it a few times to understand that he's actually rejecting unrealistic comparisons and being more honest about love. That really made me think more about tone and irony instead of just, taking the words literally. So overall, I think my understanding of poetry has changed. Before this class, I would, mostly summarize what a poem was saying. But now, I pay lots more attention to structure, word choice, and, especially the language in the poem. I realized that meaning isn't always obvious at first glance to a text or passage. So you have to really slow down and really analyze it. And lastly, as my drafting process for my major writing assignment number 2, it was definitely a process, but I feel more confident now organizing comparison now. But I still catch myself slipping into summary sometimes. I'm trying to focus more on, analyzing specific lines instead of just explaining what happens. And, also the peer feedback has really helped me to see where, I need to go deeper. So overall, this module really made me more comfortable with poetry. It's still, in a sense, challenging, but I really feel like now I have better tools to approach these texts and passages instead of just, feeling confused. Thank you.